Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Advisor. I'm Lisa Urbanski, co-host of the show. Please hit that subscribe button now so we can continue growing and providing you with amazing content and amazing topics like we're about to talk about today. Meet Chris Snyders. He is an executive coach and author and creator of the Three Brains Intelligent Framework. So his method lines up your inner boardroom. What does that mean? It's your head, your logic, your heart, your emotion, and your gut, which is your instinct, so that they cast a single vote and you act with zero second guessing. Backed by neuroscience and an ICF accredited curriculum, Three Brains coaching turns hesitation into high velocity clarity for leaders and coaches worldwide. So buckle up. Your three brains are about to sprint in the same direction. I'm so excited. And I'm also excited because we're talking about a topic that so many of you are going to be able to relate to. So stay till the end because we're going to have so much good conversation about burnout. How are you
Yeah,
doing, Chris?
good. Let's talk about happy topics. Burnout, burnout. No, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're so happy today. How are you doing? Burnt out.
Yes, no, let's say I'm really glad to be in the show again because I know the show is amazing. And yes, it sounds odd to be happy to talk about burnout, but it happens as we had the pre-talk so much in people, and people are. I was actually reading in the Dutch newspapers last week said the burnout rates are getting higher and higher again. And so can they go even higher? And
Wow.
and it is actually, you could almost say, preventable, and you could almost predict which people are more subject to it to get it. But also it's quote now if you have it, it's not so easy to cure anymore because there's really a burnout, but it can be done. So I love to
Yeah.
talk about it. And so actually, Lisa, did you ever had a burnout?
Yes. I've had burnout. I've had it most recently, probably in November. November.
Okay.
And for me, the experience was feeling like I had so much going on, but my brain, it was like a blockage. It was like I had so much to do. My motivation and work ethic is really, really good, but I couldn't do anything. It was like I was in freeze mode. And all I wanted to do was sit there and stare at the wall or watch like ridiculous videos on TikTok that made no sense. And I just couldn't perform. That's what happened to me. What about you?
Now, I had it now 21 years ago, say, and
Okay.
then more the typical burnout year, couple of months or almost a year down the drain. So then I was senior partner at a training company, and just having a divorce, leading a team, having also the difficult people in my team. Of course, I was, say, the guy who could bring the people who didn't perform up to performance again, did my sales, did my training, did my coaching. Oh, by the way, my ex and my had a discussion about the kids, also just moved houses. And I thought, on that moment, I was doing water polo and swimming. I was the chairman of the water polo team. So how could I ever got a burnout if you do such a few things?
Yeah, you weren't doing enough, Chris.
And then
Jeez, you should have been doing more.
as my mistake was, say, because I was so extremely fit by doing water polo and sports. And if you do water polo in when I was young, I did the Olympic triathlons, you get used that pain is normal to gain. In
Yeah,
water polo, every training is painful. It's fun, but it's painful.
yeah, I
So you
bet.
learn, yeah, so you learn somewhere that pain. It's just almost like you live in Canada's ice hockey. If you in your training don't are bruised, nothing happened.
Yeah,
So you learn somewhere that pain is part of the game, and that is in
yep,
a physical sport normal. But in business life, it's not normal. If you then have
yep,
emotional pain, it's actually a sign. Stop. It's like your
yeah,
the color of your I think shirt dress. That means stop.
yeah,
And I did not see those signs. So I thought, I'm physically fit, so I can emotionally handle it. And a burnout, given, and I say a burnout is actually emotional. You're done. Physically,
mm,
actually, you're not done because physically I was still okay.
yeah,
Unless the only thing I got, say, was an appendix that had to get removed, but that was more the trigger to come aware. Oh wow, I cannot move for 2 weeks. So I have to
Yeah.
lay down. And when I lay down somewhere, then it happened. So you have a physical, say, you could say burnout. That's what we call when you are overtrained or didn't have enough sleep. So you physically are totally done. A burnout, not so many times people are physically totally done, but mentally they cannot cope with it anymore.
Mm.
And that's a
I
huge
can
difference. That's a huge difference.
I can relate to what you're saying when you said, you're doing all the things. You're leading a group of people. You're the person that's bringing everyone together. You're lighting up the room. You're leading your program with the water polo. I was doing those things, and in my mind, I'm like, Lisa, you're okay because you know techniques that work to calm your body. You know all these things. So in my mind, I'm like, I know how to do those things. But the one piece I was missing was integration. I
Yeah.
knew everything, but I wasn't integrating it. So I was pushing myself next level, pacifying my mind, telling
Yeah.
myself, you know what to do. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay. You can handle this. But I wasn't integrating and I wasn't allowing rest. I wasn't allowing those moments to breathe. I wasn't taking that time for myself. And I think that's where I made the mistake, taking on too much, my brain knowing way too much, and then not doing the things.
Yeah. Kijk, and the funny part is, say, I still swim 3 times a week, and I had last week, say, two more intense swim, and my body had something like, you're not 20 anymore, and I had a discussion with my body from, how do you mean? You're not 20
Yeah.
anymore?
What? I'm
Maybe,
not 20 anymore?
what? You need rest. What's happening?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
What's rest?
so I took some extra rest just to feel fit again, and that is normal because if we are tired physically, we know we have to take rest.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, and then we come say in now three brains where I love to talk about because we have actually scientifically proven three brains. When you are say mentally say done, um, most people know, but let's do this one step ahead. How much energy does this beautiful thing in between our ears take? Do you know that, Lisa? Energy
A
or
lot.
a lot. Something between 20% of your energy consumption daily, your head.
Yeah. The mind.
Yeah, 20% and 25% of your oxygen consumption. Your other two brains in your heart and your gut somewhere add 10 to 15% on that. So you come up to
Mm,
35 to 40% of your energy. And that's only by thinking and making decisions and memorizing and doing predictions and all the kind of stuff. So now
right.
just imagine that in your work, what you did last year or me 20 years ago and 21 years ago, you use your thought processes massively to arrange all those little balls you're keeping up. It's not only physically keeping everything moving, but mentally you're doing a chess math like a grandmaster, trying to get all the pieces somewhere together. If I can do this, then I have 5 minutes for this. I have six minutes for that. Then I can rest there. I can
Yeah.
have a coffee there. And by the way, don't forget an email to send to D. Oh, by the way, I have to talk to D. Oh, did I actually make the podcast? Did I make the reels? All those things. And
Yeah.
don't like make you nervous, but the see your yes one.
I'm
Oh,
like,
hey.
I'm like getting my nervous system is like amping up right now as you're talking about that because that was exactly what it was like. And then in the middle of the night, I'd be like, shit, I forgot to send the email to so and so. And I would actually get up and like quickly get it done because I had a million other things on my
Yeah.
mind to do the next day. It was nonstop.
Okay, and now just imagine. So it takes 40% of your daily energy consumption. Now, our daily
Yeah.
energy consumption is 2,000, 2,500 calories. So 40% is something like, now, say 1,000 calories. Let's do quick math. Do you know how much energy a grandmaster in chess takes during a real heavy competition? They measured that with a Russian championship 15 years ago. How much? So,
Uh,
and then to make a comparison, if you do say now the Tour de France is on, that's biking in France, about people. So if you do 150-kilometer biking, you take something like 6,000 calories, maybe 7,000.
okay.
So
I'm
how
gonna
much does
guess that the Grandmaster chess doesn't use a lot of energy just because
mm,
I feel like
beep,
they've calmed their body. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me.
beep? That's why I said beep. I want to say wrong. Sorry about that. I want to interrupt you just to get some views in the show. No, I will be gentle to you, Lisa. You're wrong.
Okay.
The
They use a
grandmaster,
lot.
the grandmaster
Mm,
in the chess championship, world championship, used the same amount of energy as biking 150 kilometers in the Tour de France, 6,000
interesting.
calories. Yeah. And why is this interesting? Because now we come back to you and to me. We think we have
Yeah.
enough energy, but our body is actually running a Tour de France. Physically, only we do it emotionally. And
Yeah.
physically, we can imagine if you or me would now bike 150 kilometers, probably I know for myself, I mean, I don't know you, I would not walk for 1 week.
Literally. Yeah.
So we,
Totally.
so our body would say physically, stop.
Yeah.
Emotionally, we don't have that the break so good. So
No, but you know what,
emotionally,
Chris? You know what happens when I start shutting down, when I'm taking on too much emotionally and I'm overloaded in my mind and my heart, stuff happens to my body that shuts me down.
yeah,
So when it gets to the point of burnout, then my lower back will
no,
seize up and I won't be able
no,
to move for
no.
5 days. So let's talk about signs, early signs of burnout and what that looks like and how we can prevent our bodies from shutting us down.
That's good. Okay, so 1 week we already came aware. So if you are, say, in the process of burning out, it's actually an emotional, say, no, sorry, a mental state of high performance. So you burn
Mm,
massive amount of energies in your brains.
yeah,
And actually using so much energy creates somewhere that you actually hit the wall, just like if you would bike 150 kilometers. That's step one. Early signs, and you said it already, the moment actually we use so much energy, our body cannot use that energy for other kind of things.
mm,
Maintaining our digestion, uh, keeping our stuff. So what are early signs? A lot of times you get, say, a little bit sicky. You could get some sore throat and leaking nose, maybe a little bit too cold. You get muscle pains, cramps, or
mm.
you get really say, and that's a lot of times, lower back pain. Lower back pain is really something like is that you can read the book from Louis Hay about all the physical signs is a sign actually that you don't maintaining yourself good enough anymore. You have too much on your back. The same
Mm.
sometimes it's the two pressure points in your neck here. If you touch those people are a little bit in burnout, they, oh, don't push me there so hard, it hurts.
Yeah,
Now, okay,
mine,
that's also a
mine are
sign.
really tender right now, Chris. It's not a good sign.
Oh, okay. But those are signs because this is actually where we keep, when when we are in that state, you could almost say we're in a fight or flight mode mentally. And if we're in a
Yeah,
fight or flight mode, actually what we do physically, we put tension in our neck to keep our neck a little bit more tight. So our head is not too flexible. Because if you're in a real fight or flight issue, your head should be a little bit more stiff on your shoulders. Otherwise, we
right.
have an issue. So we don't do it like we freeze. We don't, but we put a little bit of tension there. So you see a lot of people, if they would touch this muscle or this muscle, they have painful neck. And they only
Yeah,
come aware when you really start pushing on it or touching on it. They think, oh, that hurts, Chris. And it's okay. And there,
yeah,
oh, that hurts even more. But don't push so hard. I said, I almost don't touch it. But there
yeah,
you keep a lot of tension. So people can just text, hey, if I push there, does it feel good? Kijk, if I feel it, but not painful. If I do my muscles here, I feel a little bit more, but almost nothing. So I'm good. The moment you feel that more, you almost have an almost like a measure scale. Okay, this is going wrong because I put too much tension there. That means I'm doing something physically or emotionally, mentally wrong.
yeah,
Too much. Those are simple signs. And of course, the other one is not falling asleep. Or like you said, waking up during the night thinking, oh, shoot, I have to do something. Because
yeah,
actually it means you don't go in a real resting state sleep. So you wake up in the morning feeling still as tired as you went to bed.
right.
And that's even a more interesting sign that most people have who run to burnout. Their sleep patterns are disturbed.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember I was waking up every couple hours, just looking at my phone, making sure I didn't sleep through my alarm.
Yeah.
So I guess my next question is, people out there are listening, they're like, okay, so we have a busy schedule, my shoulders are hurting, but I've got so much on my plate. My job is so demanding of me and my time. And that's real for many, many, many people,
Yeah.
many of our listeners, many of the people who run their own businesses, who are, the executives, who are coaches. We all have the busy schedule. So, what are some ways that we can manage our busy lives and start treating our burnout when we feel those signs? So, everyone right now, I guarantee, is touching their necks and their shoulders and they're
Yeah.
saying, "Oh no, oh no, yeah,
Oh, good.
exactly. What do I do now?" Like,
Yeah.
we can't quit our jobs immediately. It's not realistic that everyone can spend a month healing. So, what can we do? What can we tell them?
Let's first, as said, you can almost predict who gets it, who doesn't get it. And before the pre-talker said, the funny part is, if you look in the business world and the sports world is also high tension. But you almost
Yeah,
never see burnout in the sport.
that's
And
interesting.
you see massively, say, in the business world. Now, why is that? And then we come back to three brains. We have the beautiful thing on our head, in our head. That is all about prediction and strategy and logic.
Mm,
That somewhere has a diary from, okay, what should I do? What makes sense? What is first? What is next? That knows tomorrow and yesterday. That's why it knows the plan. Your heart is all about connection. So the
mm,
biggest fear of the heart is being rejected. The biggest fear of the heart is actually not being connected with somebody anymore. So if you now go step one about, say, work things, why do people get more burnout? Because they feel if they don't comply with whatever they have to do, they feel rejected. And rejected is the biggest fear of people, because if you get rejected as a baby, you die if your parents don't love you.
right.
Rejection is hardwired. So our heart, to stay bonded, likes to please the other people, likes to please the boss, likes to please the company, likes to please your partner, likes to please whomever it likes to please.
Yeah.
If people in the three brains, you can have a preference which one is more stronger in your decision making. Are you more a logical, organized person, a more heart person, or a more gut person? The gut is all about me, myself, and I. That's the most
Mm.
egocentric brain you can have. It doesn't give a shit about anybody else, literally, and because it's your gut. So it takes care of you.
Isn't
That's
it
why it's,
beautiful that we don't have to think about digestion though? My
yeah,
my, uh, my Reiki teacher said it's the one thing that our bodies just do naturally. We don't have to think about it. It just our bodies
yeah.
take care of it for us.
Yeah, so your gut is all about me, myself, and I. So all the decisions from gut dominant persons is this good for me? So an
Mm.
extreme gut dominant person doesn't get a burnout because you says, no, you know, see you tomorrow. I'm going to bed.
How do you know if you're gut dominant?
One, you can go to my website and you do a free test, and you can just a 5-minute test, and you can see if you're more head, heart, or gut brain dominant. So you know
Ooh, I
already
love
what
that.
are more my decisions. That's an easy one, and it's free and no strings attached. It just gives you insight. Oh, and right away it gives a lot of people, if they do my test, okay, now I understand why I make those decisions. I'm more head, heart, or gut oriented. Yes. So, but if you're more gut oriented, then most people, almost never, they get a burnout because they take care of themselves. So if there is too much pressure on them, they say, stop, not for me in this moment. I go and do my own stuff. So if you see the extreme top sporters, they have a huge, massive gut brain because they know what's good for them. I once worked
Mm.
with a top sporter and with her twin sister, actually. Her twin sister was a sweetie, and she was just what we call a self-oriented person. Who do you think always won? She in every competition, but she was a killer. The other one was too social. So I still remember she came in and I said, "Hey, how are you doing? Chris, no social talk. I have an issue there. Let's fix it." Yes,
Wow.
boss. And that is just
Yeah.
that, but that's how she becomes a winner. Because
Yeah.
she's not, if she doesn't like to socialize, she doesn't socialize. It's about this
Right.
task oriented, boom. She never got a burnout, was doing amazing. Her twin sister actually was really a sweetie who came in. How are you doing? Oh, Chris. And how are you doing, Chris? And interested. Never got the medals. And even in one moment, she got a burnout. Because she was much too social. She put all her energy in other people while she should have taken
Mm.
care of herself. So heart brain dominant people are much more prone to a burnout than gut brain dominant people. Head brain dominant people most times also can figure it out because no, hey, that doesn't fit in my schedule, doesn't make sense. Okay, this out.
Right.
And so that's there. Now, then
Yeah.
about what can you what can you do about it? it is actually, and it, I would say, train your gut. And it is actually, and it sounds so easy to learn, say no and set your own boundaries.
I love what you said though. I have to interrupt because
Yeah,
the
please do so. I said,
heart-led,
already interrupt me.
yeah, the heart-led, it's so obvious why she, struggled with the medals, and now it's so obvious to me why I was in that situation, because I was giving myself to everybody. I was giving every part of me to everybody. And then I finally said, no way. And I finally said, I'm starting to build this wall. I need boundaries. I need self-love, compassion, rest. And when I started taking that back, that's when I started healing. And that's when my burnout
Yeah,
signs and symptoms, my body started releasing again. My body's like, nicely done, Lisa. Like it's a fine line between being heart-led and looking after ourselves. That's a tough line to straddle.
it is. And you talk about, say, entrepreneurs, own business owners, and all this kind of stuff. Eh? But then is
Yeah.
the thing of ambition and realistic. I was
Yeah.
coaching somebody who does Olympic triathlon. He's going to have one this weekend or coming weekend. And he had in his mind, had past tense, I'm going to do it in this time. Because I
Ooh,
wanted to do it in this time. And
right.
when I start coaching, how realistic is it? It must be realistic. I said, must be. According to whom? So he put a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
exactly.
He put a lot of pressure on himself to get there. And he got on one moment, I think 1 month, something like a month ago, he got starts of sore throat for a couple of days. A little bit
Mm,
hamstring started to be painful. And I said, "Are you overtraining?" No, no, Chris, I keep the training words. Say, so you don't overtrain, and your body is going to say no to you. What do you
mm.
learn of this? He said, how do you mean? What do you learn of this? I said, that means if you're
Is
not
that what he
overtraining,
sounds like?
I said, if you don't overtrain yourself, it means your body is giving off other signals.
Yeah.
And what other signals is giving? You put a lot of pressure on yourself to do something that maybe is not realistic for this moment. I said, so what
Mm,
would happen if we take off the time pressure? And he
yeah.
said, and I said, how are you open for doing for actually for doing that for a week? And just 1 week, you just say, I'm just going to finish my triathlon, whatever the time is. And really, I coached him that he could believe that this was the advice, and then we worked on it. Anyhow, the week later, I saw him. I said, how are you doing? He said, Chris, it's really annoying. I said, what's annoying? I'm doing good. He said, I said, why is it annoying? He said, because putting the time pressure of me actually felt like a huge burden fell off my shoulders. And within 1 day, actually didn't have a sore throat anymore. In 2 days, I didn't have a sore, when my hamstrings actually start feeling better again. Is that
Amazing.
so? I was putting so much pressure on myself to achieve. Now, if you now think about all the entrepreneurs and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And we don't have to
Hmm.
have, how many coaches or entrepreneurs make a realistic thing? How much money do I like to earn? What do I really like? What do I need to achieve this year to have a normal life? Most of us, and I'm talking to myself too, we put somewhere a little bit extra on it. Oh, I like to have
Yeah.
this time. I like to have that. What is not needed, and maybe in this current time, we say all that with the president in America who's shaking up the whole world in all kind of directions, there's so much uncertainty that there's so much uncertainty that maybe the things we thought about 7 months ago when it was still November, October, November, are not realistic now anymore. But we did
Yeah.
not change them. I made somewhere a decision after a couple of months. Okay, the world has totally changed. So let's also change my objectives for this year.
Yeah.
And people said, "Oh, Chris, I'm going to be weak. You're going to change them." I said, "No, no, no, no. I'm going to be realistic because there's so much uncertainty outside us that big companies don't dare to invest or invest differently. Or the kind of people invest differently. You see so many movements in happening, so we cannot predict anymore that it will just happen."
Yeah. I love that. The remaining unattached to the outcome. I know
Yeah.
we can have goals. I have so many goals. I have so many ideas that I want to accomplish. But when I let go of the attachment to the outcome, that's when things start to progress and I get into flow, and then it takes me on this crazy path that
Yeah.
was not expected at all, because
Yeah.
you're right, life is so uncertain. It's uncertain moment to moment. And I know that's easy to say. It's really hard to do, especially in business. I know people put a lot of pressure on themselves.
Yeah,
Their boss wants them to
yeah,
have, a 50-page paper to them by Friday at noon. The deadline's coming up. I just imagine people are like scrambling to get it done, but what's wrong with saying to your boss, "Hey, I need a little bit more time."
yeah.
Like
And
I think we have to start empowering people to express what they need because a lot of people are afraid to say to their boss, I didn't get what you asked me done. I need a bit more time. People right away, their brains say, oh no, I'm going to be fired. I'm disappointing them. I'm not good enough. If I can't do this, like we tell ourselves all these things, but I think we need to start empowering people to speak for what
and
they need.
absolutely, you cannot be more right. Is that laugh because there's almost nobody, I don't know in the States, gets sacked by saying no or this is not doable. Some people say, Chris, hey, you're self-employed. So then a client asks, can I have a proposal by Friday? I said, now actually it's now, I don't know, say it's Wednesday, so it's 2 days. Yeah, but I need it Friday. You need it Friday. Okay. And I always ask question, are you going to make a decision Friday? And you see what, no, but I like to have it Friday. I say, when are you going to make the decision? And that is most times not Friday or the Monday. That is then later in the week. I said, so you're going to make a decision next Friday. Actually, you like to have it this Friday. What are you going to do then in the rest of the week with it? Why are you questioning me, Chris? I said, because you put me in pressure and
Yeah.
then I work my butt off to have it for you on Friday. And then 1 week you're going to do actually nothing with it.
Yeah. It's
Now,
going to
could
sit
you
in his
explain me?
inbox for a week.
And the client says, oh, Chris, that's why they're in strong attitude. So you don't like to deliver it me on Friday. I said, I like to deliver it you on Friday if you make a decision on Friday.
Yeah,
I said, so for me, when are you going to read it to make a decision? Tell me and you have it then.
right.
I said, if you read it this weekend, actually you could make a decision on Monday. So don't tell me
Mm,
you read it all this whole weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, you're not going to make any thoughts about it anymore. And then Friday you make a decision. So because if that's the case, it's wrong. And I say, I don't know how you lead your people because I'm a coach. So I said, but if this is how you lead your people, you really need coaching because I can imagine that your
right.
people are not happy with you. And then, or they choose me or not choose me already based on that conversation.
Yeah,
And people say, Chris, you cannot talk to potential clients like that. I said, I can, because
yeah,
it's there. And even in companies, you don't have to be as strong as I am because there's another kind of position. But anyhow, a client cannot choose for me and can say, you don't get that contract and then I don't get money. Yeah, but even in your own boss, you don't have to say no, but you can ask, okay, when do you really need? When are you going to work with it? Because I have so many things on my plate. Or what I always teach people, just make your boss aware what you're doing. Dear boss, you like to have it Friday? Okay, so up to Friday, this and this and this and this was planned. Because I work 40 days in a week, so it makes sense. Those 40 hours are filled. So
yeah,
could you help me out? Because you're the boss. I have this on my plate, and this you like to add. What should I throw off my plate so we have it on Friday? And that's what
right.
we call delegation upwards. Now you have to do it a little bit more gentle than I say now, but actually that's how you work with your bosses. And
Yeah,
when I teach that people say, I cannot say that to my boss. I said, so he's allowed to stuff your plate until it really blurps over, but you cannot say, by the way, everything is burping over, please help me.
right.
Yeah, but then he thinks I'm not performing good enough. I said, so he can feed you until you burst without you say no. I said, that's interesting. I said, I can imagine it actually. He does it because you never say actually your boundaries. He's actually testing you. From when does he say no?
Yeah, he'll have more respect. The boss will
Yeah,
have more respect if you bring it forth and say, I need help delegating some of this
yeah,
stuff, or I need help getting rid of some of this stuff in order to achieve this. I think it's
and
about a lack of communication in most scenarios is people are afraid to speak their
yeah,
truth.
and
But if they actually said what was going on, then the dialogue would be so open, and then our minds wouldn't lead us to fear immediately.
it is. And if you think about three brains, the heart likes to say yes to the boss. The gut likes to take care of you. So the gut dares to say no, eh? So
Mm,
that's why I say heart brain people are much more led to burn out than gut brain people, because gut brain people would say to their boss, hey, dear boss, this is on my plate. Please help me out. I'm going to fix this because it's now actually too much for actually this week. So tell me, what don't you like to have? That's what the
yeah,
gut brain person would say. And do you know, if I coach those leaders and I ask for whom do you have the most respect? It's always the people who dare to say no. Because they know
Yeah.
if they say no, they will also do yes.
Yeah.
And the people who always say yes, a lot of times deliver no. He says, so
Mm,
trust-wise, as a leader, I trust the people who dare to say no much more and that they deliver.
mm,
So actually, the people who dare say no also get better promotions, better bonuses, better rewards, because the boss knows I know what I have. I know when you say yes, I know what you say no. So I can trust you. And all those
right.
yes men are not trustable.
Right.
So if you really also like to have a career advice, learn to say no in a gentle way.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Don't let it boil over and just start screaming
No,
no to
no, good.
people.
If it boils over, that's actually an emotional reaction anymore. And that's
Yeah.
actually, then you step into the fight and flight response. And nobody responds good on a fight and flight response. But if you say earlier,
No.
please help me out, actually, the funny part is if you say, please help me out, you apply to the heart brain of the other. And the heart
Mm,
brain is caring and taking care of somebody else. So it likes to get, say, that question. And the gut brain loves to be put on a pedestal. So if you say, please, could you help me? The gut brain thinks, oh, yes, he needs my help because I'm amazing. I'm the man. I'm the
yeah.
man. So you just actually do an amazing job by influencing your boss that he likes you more. So there is actually
Mm,
no reason not to say no.
yeah, exactly. I love it. So as we're starting to wind down here, let's talk about things that people can do at the first sign of burnout. How can we help them? Chris, help out our people.
Yes, the first sign of burnout, I start laughing, is actually no, actually it's almost really becoming aware from okay, just like say if you had too much done in sport, I need to take rest. So the first thing you do is really, if it's possible, to call in a sick day or a sick day or two. Actually,
Mm,
to step out for a moment. And in a step out moment, in basketball we have a timeout.
yeah.
You have to take a timeout because the moment you're getting the first signs of burnout, your body is actually going to take over. Because the body says, "Oh, Bucker,
Right.
I don't have energy anymore. Okay, I will take over." And And we like that we get into the head brain to make rational, good, well-informed decisions. And the only
Mm,
moment to get there is after timeout. So if you're sitting one day at home and think, oh wow, okay, I was really sore neck, sore back, didn't sleep. Okay, what do I have on my plate? What is realistic, not realistic? And then you can go to they call it the Eisenhower matrix, urgent and important, urgent and not important, important, urgent, important, not urgent. And you can somewhere start mapping out what should be done, what should not be done, what should be done by now by me because important and urgent. What is urgent and not important? Okay, actually that is not for me. Poop, I throw it off the cable. Hey, what is important and not urgent? So I can plan it. I don't have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start sending out an email. I could also do it at 8 o'clock in the morning because I don't think that anybody would read it at 3 o'clock in the morning, Lisa.
right.
And what is
Noted.
and what is not important, not urgent, really throw it off the whole bandwagon and start
Yeah.
reorganizing your thing. And then actually, what we do, and we both do yoga. We both love to look
Mm,
good. That's
yeah.
no problem. Then I start thinking, what kind of me time and me care can I give to myself? And that is
Mm,
not going to the fast food store and stuff yourself with junk food or drink all the sodas that is there because your body really will start hurting then even more. But start
yeah.
really taking care of yourself. That means start eating healthy, start eating the good stuff, giving real fuel towards your body. Because that's another thing
Mm,
of burnout that we did not touch about is what do you put in your body where it uses energy for? Because we said 6,000 calories is burns. Are those calories coming from the fast food store, or are they coming from healthy veggies, healthy meat, healthy fish, healthy fatty fats, and all this kind of stuff? There's this totally different kind of fuel. Do you put real petrol in your car, or do you put something like an waste material in your car? And
yeah.
that's also a question you have to ask in those moments, because the moment you get signs of burnout, your body actually is in a desire of more energy. The
Right.
6,000 of the chess player or the 6,000 of the of the cyclist. And easy energy is actually unhealthy fats, unhealthy sugars.
Mm.
So the body starts craving then for, I need something. And before you know, people start thinking, okay, maybe I should do a chocolate, ice cream, cheese, wine diet. Now,
Yeah.
that is really not helping for a burnout.
No, but it's going to help in the moment. So
Yeah, in a moment, yes.
in the moment.
In a moment, it does amazing. And if you do it once, it's okay. But after you release, okay, now I should rebalance what I really put in.
Yes.
That's another kind of thing. And it sounds so crazy, but your gut microbes, that's part of that's not part of your gut brain, but is extremely part, what almost called your fourth brain, number four. Those give you actually the energy in your body because they crack all the food to the energy we need. And that's also
Right.
important. So a calorie is not a calorie. A calorie from a nut gives a totally different kind of energy in your body than a calorie of an fast food hamburger.
Yes.
And if people think a calorie is not a calorie.
I
What gets
love that. We got to stop with the counting
yes,
calories. We got to
no,
stop.
no, no, no,
It
no.
drives me insane. People are like, I only eat 1,200 calories a day. I'm like, what are you eating though? What are you eating? Because
Yes,
that is going to
absolutely.
speak volumes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
and that's
love that.
also
I just got
that's
really
also
fired up.
I can see that, but that's also for a burnout extremely important. Eh? What do you
Yeah,
put in your body? And that's almost a different topic in the same topic. And yes, a calorie is not a calorie, and you can lose weight by eating more calories,
yeah,
healthy calories. If you get all your calories of vegetables, you can eat twice the amount of calories than if you get them from the fast food store.
yeah.
Twice as much, eh?
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
But having said that, we're not going to weight loss now, although people now think, hey, wow, weight loss, bring me in.
Yeah.
So please
We'll save that.
don't use all those medical stuff to do weight loss, like all those people putting you, because that is the most horrible thing if you see all the side effects. You can
Yeah,
lose weight in 2 months by eating more, getting more calories, and you even don't have to go to the gym. And you will lose weight in a healthy
yeah,
way. And that's also proven in all the kind of stuff. That's why I say I love, besides being a coach, therapist, also love health just like you. Because
yes,
eh, if you like to look good and like to feel good, you have to take care of yourself. So there are multiple
yes.
things you can do. Sorry for jumping off into the food sector, Lisa.
No, I love that because it's real and it's true. And part of looking after ourselves and preventing burnout is to fuel our bodies with the proper things.
Yeah.
So I love that you touched on that. And you're right, that could be a whole nother episode. We could talk about the gut and what we're putting in our bodies. Um, so Chris, I'm so
So
interested
one last thing, eh? You said about
yeah,
science for burnout. That's also food. The moment you
okay.
start drinking more caffeinated drinks, if it's now coffee or Red Bulls or don't get me
Yes,
about Red,
don't do
all
it.
the let's call
Red Bulls
energy
are
drinks.
so bad.
Yeah, all the energy drinks. It really, if you like to portion your body, stop that in your body. And yeah, but if you start using that more, or start using more of, say, the easy sugars, ice creams, and all this kind of stuff, then you know you have an issue because your body's actually craving more energy. And pitifully, the gut
Yes.
brain is not so developed because the last 200 years or the last 100 years, our food patterns changed massively.
Yeah.
And our gut brain doesn't know that because they're still living 10,000 years ago. So it says, I need quick energy. 500 years ago, it was means, okay, let's get 5 apples. Nowadays, you go, oh, let's
Yeah.
go somewhere I call Uber Eats or whatever kind of delivery stop. Okay, let's do a fast food junk and get it
Yeah.
home. Because for your gut brain, quick fats, quick sugars are great.
Mm.
But he thinks, or she thinks, they're coming from apples, pears, veggies, maybe some meat, maybe some fish, maybe some nuts, because that's what it knows. It doesn't know the current system. So the moment you start eating those kind of stuff, or you feel pulled to the other aisles in the grocery store where all that horrible stuff is, well, what has high sugars, high fat, and all this kind of stuff, you know something is wrong with you.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm going to share something with everybody. So right around the time, actually, I think I was on the verge of burnout for a year or so because this is what I was doing in my poor body. I was using this pre-workout powder that had 150 milligrams of caffeine, tyrosine, theanine, the aminos. I was using it in the morning, in the afternoon, and then because I had a really vast social life and I wanted to show up for my partner at the time, I would take it at night with an alcoholic beverage. So I would stay awake and be able to go to the concert or go to the sporting event and be super fun and energetic. But oh my God, I did that for so long. And I remember one night, like I was just, my heart was sore. My poor body was saying, "You're gonna kill me if you continue doing that." Like I was just gravitating energy drink after energy drink. And that is a big sign. That
Yeah,
is a
it
big
is a
sign.
massive sign. So yes, and what always surprises me, that people that now you have those energy drinks mixed with alcohol.
I know, and it literally says do not mix with alcohol on them. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous.
And people do it and I think from, okay, so you like to get energized and actually and a little bit dosy on the other side. So you balance it out. So actually you don't come aware actually what both of them are doing.
Yes, when the workout powder would run out of
Hmm?
my body and then I would be so drunk. I don't drink anymore. Let's just be clear. I don't drink alcohol, but when I was in that phase of my life, I remember the pre-workout powder would wear off and then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so drunk right now."
Yeah,
Like it was absolutely ridiculous because your body's so confused and
yeah.
it was a very dangerous place to be.
Yeah, no, so, but that's another sign, eh? And it says if your food patterns start to change or you have different kind of cravings, it means something. Eh? Because every, say, top sporter knows the moment they need more carbs, they have a craving for pastas and rice. That means actually, hey, I burned too much for what I did. I had it 2 weeks ago. I was swimming, and after 1,500 meters, I hit a wall. And really, I could not swim 1 meter anymore. I will
Yeah.
not drown. So I went back. I thought, okay, oh wow, maybe I overtrained. 2 days later, it happened the same. And I thought, okay, you're eating not enough carbs, Chris. Because I was so happy that my fat percentage was 12, 13%. That looks
Right.
amazing. That looks amazing in your boxer short, I can tell you. But you don't have any reserves if you do, say, more intense training. So
Yeah.
my nutrition said, Chris, you're so smart and so stupid on the same moment.
Yeah,
He said,
totally.
you
I
know
can be,
everything, and you know everything, and just because you look in the mirror and you think, oh, it looks good, you're becoming stupid. I said, yes, I know. Based
yeah.
on my age,
Uh,
I should know better. He said, yes, I know
well,
something's
you look
coming.
amazing. I will say you do look amazing.
Yeah, but your body says, but if you know your body in sports, like you now also know your body, you know what the other signs are. And that's the same actually if you talk about burnout. Your body is start craving for some other things. And the moment you start craving for more sugars, more fats, more carbs, you know something is wrong. Because think
Hmm.
about everybody. If everybody thinks about one thing to take away, that massive chess player burns the same amount of energy as biking 150 kilometers at an average speed of 35 kilometers. So if you use all that mental energy based on pleasing everybody, your body needs something.
Hmm.
And then somewhere, if you don't fulfill it, just like you happened last year, like mine happened 21 years ago, you hit a wall and you think, what hit me?
Yeah, literally. Literally. The last thing I want to say before I ask you about your website is I think one more important thing you're talking about when you're looking in the mirror and what you see and you're like, "Oh, I love what I look like," and that's amazing, but I know a lot of people out there struggle with that. And I know also that people are looking at others on social media and there's so much AI generated content out there that I really want to stress that like people have got to stop comparing themselves. There's
Oh,
like a fad right now that women are supposed to have
uh,
these gigantic butts to be attractive and
oh,
and
yes.
what I think is attractive is listening to our bodies,
Yeah.
feeling really, really good
Okay.
and just
Okay. Lisa, just
following
to
our
shock you,
paths.
let's just shock you. What you see here, Lisa, is actually a scar
Yeah.
from an open heart surgery I had last year.
Ooh, okay.
Last year, I came aware, being so fit, I had a genetic malfunctioning heart valve. So from being extremely fit, I became a patient who could not walk, who could not have a heartbeat above 120. So
Yeah.
I didn't do something for almost 6, 7, 8 months after that. So when I talk about I'm
Wow.
looking good again, actually what I mean, not that I look like, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Ryan Gosling or whomever or Daniel Craig, but more, okay, hey, I got at least a fitness body
Mm.
again. So, and it doesn't mean that I look amazing with all my abs and all this kind of stuff and my six pack and all this kind of stuff. But hey, okay, I look, say, like I trained again. So you're actually right
Yes,
to
I love
express that,
that. That's what I
to
mean.
express it.
That's what I
It was
mean.
not about
Everybody has
vanity.
their own. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not about vanity from, oh, I look good and look at my abs and look at my tits and look at my six pack. It was more, hey, I was happy because I looked fit again.
Yes.
So after, because I can tell you, I never peed my pants more when I came aware I had needed the surgery and that if I would have a heartbeat above 140, actually I would just fall dead and walk with that
Right.
ticking time bomb for 3 months until my surgery. So not doing something for 8 months was for me something like, oh wow. And then after that, you have the energy system of say now an 85-year-old. So you walk 2 kilometers, you think, oh, two
Yeah.
kilometers now being able to swim 3 times again and those kind of stuff, that's what I meant when I looked in the mirror. Not if I look, say, amazing and handsome and if, oh, wow, look at my butt, look at my abs, look at those kind of stuff. And so it's
Yeah.
extremely important and don't like to stress it more. Don't compare you with anybody else. Everybody's beautiful. And what I love,
Yes.
I have a dog, and what I love about dogs, dogs never judge another dog by how they look, but
Mm.
actually how they are. And a
Yes.
beautiful person inside stays for the rest of your life. A beautiful
Yeah.
person outside stays maybe 10 years until you start using Botox.
Yes. Oh, I
So,
love that.
so where do we choose for, Lisa? Being long life beautiful from the inside, or maybe 10 years beautiful based on all the Botox and creams we use?
I know. I know. I will choose number one all day long.
Absolutely. Yeah, because all those people now use all those fillers and Botox and lip suspensions and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
my Lord. Yes.
Yeah. Just imagine how they look when they're 60 or 70 or 80.
Yeah.
You don't like to. But when you are beautiful from the inside, and you see that sometimes in look at some of those beautiful artists or actors. They never used anything, and they still look beautiful because they have a beauty from inside out. They radiate from
Yes.
inside out, and that's a huge difference, and that's a massive difference kind of beauty they have. If you look from the
Mm.
inside out, and if you look, say, the Dalai Lama, he became 90, but based on his inside out beauty, he still looks good. And all the people
Yes.
who we really find attractive, most of them never did something about their body, except
Yeah.
taking care of themselves. And what is normal taking care?
Yeah. The number one thing, the most attractive thing is confidence
Yeah,
1,000 times. A
yeah.
thousand times.
And the other
So
thing
Chris,
is a smile.
oh yes, for sure.
A
Yes.
smile.
Confidence and a smile. So before we go, I just first of all, thank you so much for bringing so much light to the show. You were so much fun to talk to. I had so much fun interacting with you. Tell us about your website and what you do, because you would be amazing to work with.
Okay, so it's my website is extremely easy. It's three brains intelligence. Of course, you have three brains intelligence. There you find the free test and you can become aware which brain of you is making your normal decisions. What do I do? Besides having a book written about three brains relationships, which brain is talking, which you can buy. uh, I do courses in how to coach people and lead people based on the three brains concept, to really make awesome companies, no toxic leadership, no burnout, and really make them flourish and make them achieve. And achieve is not only winning. And for that, I coach people, do therapy on people, and so that's what I do. And if people do my test, they can always connect with me later on. Hey, Chris, could you give some insights? Because for me,
Mm,
the moment we make one person better, they influence a lot of other persons. And every person is one to make this world a little bit a better place.
I love that. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for a beautiful interview, Lisa, and happy time in Canada, in beautiful Winnipeg. I know you're from Winnipeg, beautiful Winnipeg.
Yes. Thank you so much. And to our audience, you just heard from Chris Snyders, who so brilliantly discussed burnout and, some of the things that we can do when we're feeling like we're approaching that. So thanks for tuning into The Advisor. Until next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.